Hello friends, welcome back to Read Aloud with Miss Cope. Today is Friday and it's June 12th. It is your last day of school. I am hoping we can also finish our last pages of It Ain't So Awful Falafel by Firoozeh Dumas. A bee did just fly into my house, so I will be keeping an eye on it and making sure it makes its way right outside the door. So don't mind me if I stop and look up for a moment. Not trying to get stung this morning. The chapter we left off on is called Foiled. Carolyn and I are hanging out in a room taking a break from working on our project on the Civil War. So what are you guys going to do now that the hostages are released? Is your dad going back to his old job, she asked. I hesitate for a moment, then just blurted out. We're going back, I say. To Compton? Carolyn's brows furrow. No, to Iran. What? She shrieks, jumping out of her chair. Is this a joke? No, I say. We're going back to Iran. No way. She throws down her pencil and crosses her arms. You can't. Of course we can. We've run out of money, I exclaim. Why can't you stay? She asks. Before I can reply, Carolyn yells, Mom! Come here quick! A few seconds later, Mrs. Williams appears in the doorway looking panicked. What's wrong? What is it? She asks, all out of breath. Sidney's family's going back to Iran. Can she please live with us? She can stay in Matt's room now that he's in college, please. Calm down, Carolyn. This is a very big decision. I have to talk to your father. We have to talk to Sidney's parents, Mrs. Williams says. Then she turns back to me. Is this what you want, Sidney, or is Carolyn bulldozing you? I have never thought of living away from my parents in a different country, halfway around the world, no less. I wouldn't even be able to talk to them more than a couple times a year. Long-distance phone calls are so expensive. I'm not sure I could stand missing them so much. But I just can't imagine going back to Iran. Not the way it is now. There is so much I want for my life. I want to graduate from Lincoln Junior High and Corona Del Mar High School. I want to go to college. I want to see Carolyn on TV when she becomes a journalist. And I want to be there when Howie finds a tall husband. I want more Halloweens. I want to learn to make oatmeal raisin cookies. More than anything, though, I want to become the best version of myself. Like my dad always says, I know I can't do that in Iran. You don't have to answer now, Miss Williams says, studying my expression, which must look conflicted. Let's all sleep on it. But I do know the answer. I say empathetically, I want to stay. All right, B, you're going that way, buddy. There you go, there you go, there you go, there you go. Nope, yes, yes, oh, yes. Sorry, friends, got the bee out. It's settled then. Mom, can we get rid of Matt's stuff and paint his room, she asked. I can't believe what I just agreed to. I'm scared, yes, but even more excited. If you can dream it, you can be it. That's me. I get to stay here. I always wanted a sister. She yells, me too. I hug Carolyn, and we jump around the room, squealing with joy. Wow, what a twist and turn in the plot here. Maybe Zamarad can stay in America with Carolyn and her family? Next chapter, foiled again. When I get home, my dad is sitting on the couch watching the news on TV. Dad, I say before I lose my nerve, I have to ask you and Mom something. Your mom's not feeling well. What is it? I have to talk to both of you, I insist. He looks concerned but says nothing, just stands up slowly and heads for the stairs, beckoning me to follow. We go to my parents' room. My mom is lying on the bed in the dark as usual. My dad and I sit at the foot of the bed. Mama and Baba, I have to tell you something about moving back to Iran, I began. Before you say anything, my dad interrupts, your mom and I have been talking. We are very sad to be taking you away from all of this. We see how happy you are here. That's what I want to talk to you about, I exclaim, jumping to my feet. Please let me finish, my dad says. I sit back down next to him. He puts his hand on my back. After you finish high school, we will do everything we can to send you to college in England or America. He continues, I decided before you were born that if I ever have a daughter, she would be educated. No revolution is changing that. So now remember, with the new leader in Iran, women don't have very many rights. They have a lot of rules to follow. My mother finally speaks up. You are everything to us. If it weren't for you, I would not have the strength to get out of bed in the morning. I wish we could stay in America, but your father can't find work. You want to stay here? I asked my mom. You've been wanting to go back since the day we arrived. Yes, but I wanted to go back to the old Iran, not the Iran our relatives are now describing to me, not the country I see on TV. But how can I live in such a place? She pauses and looks down. But we do not have a choice. Just when I thought I knew my mom, I realize I don't. My dad continues, you know, Zamarad, all these days that I have been without a job, I looked forward to one thing. Every day I knew you would walk through the front door and remind me that despite everything, I'm still a rich man. Me too, my mom nods in agreement, sitting up. When we go back to Iran, just know that our whole life is for you, he says. No matter how difficult things may be, the three of us will be together, and that's what matters. Wow, after that, do you think Zamarad still has the guts to ask her parents? Family is the most important thing in the world. He hugs me tightly and then pulls back to look at my face lovingly. So what do you want to tell me? Never mind, I say. I need to make a phone call. I go downstairs to call Carolyn just a short while ago. I was jumping for joy, not anymore. I'm going back, I say as soon as she picks up. What? I thought we decided you would stay with us. I even called my dad at work and he said it's fine with him. If it's fine with your parents, we just need to work out the details like insurance and stuff. Just stop, I say. Stop bulldozing me. What are you talking about? She sounds hurt and confused, and I immediately regret my words. Don't you want to stay here? I do, but it's more complicated than that. How? She asks. You wouldn't understand. Try me, I sigh. Search for the words to explain this. Your family is all about dreaming stuff and then having it happen, I begin. That's not how my life is. I don't know what you mean, she says. Remember when you used to ask me how life is different in Iran, I continued. So here's the big difference. We don't get to dream about our future. We don't get to pursue our dreams. You know that sign you have in your kitchen? If you can dream it, you can be it. That's only in America. For the rest of us, we have to take the future that comes to us, whether we like it or not. It sounds like you're giving up, Carolyn huffs. You just don't get it, do you? I yell. I guess I don't, she yells back. And with that, we both hang up and I burst into tears. Next chapter, original, Sidney. My dad told our landlady that we will vacate the house by the end of the month. I'm in the garage, reasonably the boxes that we have saved from our last move. I'm sitting in the same spot I always did when I was folding the papers and putting in the inserts. When I told Chuck I was quitting, he asked me if I had found a better job. I told him no, but I didn't explain. I never thought I would miss that folding routine. What makes me sad is that we're moving to a country where I will never have a job like that because I'm a girl. Granted, it was a terrible career with no future, but at least I got to choose whether I should do that, not the government. The garage door is open and all of a sudden I see original Sidney walking in. Oh, hi, I say a bit startled. Hi, Sidney, can we talk for a minute? Sure. Original Sidney sits down on the pile of unassembled boxes across from me. Listen, I know you guys are moving, so I wanted to come by and say something. She takes a deep breath. I'm sorry. For what? I don't know why I was so mean to you back in 6th grade. I think I was scared about starting at Lincoln. I wanted to be someone different. I just wanted to fit in. I can relate to that. And of course I want to apologize for what my mom did. I'm so embarrassed. She looked at the ground. I had no idea that she knew. I assumed she'd been oblivious to it all, busy in her own world with magic. It's not your fault, I say, avoiding eye contact. But just one question. Why does your mom hate us so much? So remember, original Sidney's mom, Mrs. Linden, she was the one that put the dead hamster at Zamarad's family's doorstep. Apparently, original Sidney knew it all along. I don't know. I think she hates a lot of people. Not that it makes it any better. Our conversation reminds me of a poster that was in the Compton Public Library. It had a quote on it by one of my favorite writers, Madeleine L'Engle. Hate hurts the hater more than the hated. Hate hurts the hater more than the hated. My mom is going to live in Montana with her sister, she continues. I'm so sorry to hear this. What are you going to do? I'm staying here with my dad and Magic. We'll be fine. Original Sidney gets up. In any case, I gotta go. Good luck with your move. I'll need it. I watch my first friend in Newport Beach walk out of the garage. I remember the first time I went to her house and how badly I wanted to be her friend. I tried so hard to be just like her so she would like me. It was only when I stopped pretending to be someone else that I found my real friends. Skip again. Next chapter. Skip again. We're busy packing up the living room when our doorbell rings. It's that man with the clown clothing, my mom says, peeking out from behind the curtains. I open the door. Hey there, Falafel. Is your dad home? Skip asks. He's wearing a yellow outfit that makes the sun seem dull. Hold on a moment, I say. I think about inviting him inside, but our living room is full of pots and pans and half-packed boxes. It's a sad mess. I call for my dad, who is upstairs cleaning. As soon as he appears, Skip says, Hello, Mr. Youssef. Please call me Mo. Thank you, Mo. That's a tough name. Anyway, I'm Skip Vitter. My son Brock is a classmate of Sidney's, and we live around the corner. I'm sorry we haven't met yet. I must have missed you at the condo association meets and greets. In any case, Brock recently told me that your family was a victim of a hateful act. I wish I had known sooner, but my son doesn't always tell me everything when he should. I immediately start to panic. Brock has spilled beans. My dad looks confused. How is Brock? I interject, trying to detour this conversation. Brock is just fine, thank you. He's busy waxing his new surfboard that he just got for his birthday. That boy loves waves. What hateful act? My dad says. Zamarad, what happened? I look at Mr. Vitter and realize that secrets are only secrets temporarily. Someone left a note on our doorstep a while ago, Baba, I say, skipping the part about the dead hamster. What kind of note, he asked. There is no way to avoid it now, but I realize it doesn't matter anymore. If my parents find out we're leaving in a few weeks, anyway. I take a deep breath and look him in the eye. He says, Iranians go home. It said, Iranians go home. My dad looks at the ground. He says nothing. Skip shakes his head, then suddenly perks up as if he can only sustain sadness for a few seconds. But I'm here with good news, he says. I'm a member of the Rotary Club, and I recently told them what happened to you with the trash and the dead hamster and Darlene Linden, who, by the way, is no longer a board member of the condo association. And she will be sending you a letter of apology. She does not represent America, and we want you to know that. My dad now looks utterly confused. I'm sorry, he says, but I don't know what you are talking about. The trash was just an unfortunate mistake. I don't know this dead hamster, whatever it is, and this person you mentioned. My mom joins us at the door. She's wearing her bathrobe, but I don't care. We're leaving. Mr. Vitter, I say, desperate to cut short this painful conversation. Thank you for telling us that, and thank you for apologizing for Darlene Linden. But as you can see, we need to pack. Hold on, time out. Skip makes a T sign with his hands. Like I said, I come bearing good news, you see. I am a proud member of the Rotary Club, and I recently shared some of what has happened to you with the trash and the note and the dead hamster. Dead what? My dad says. Again, hamster, says Mr. Vitter. You know, like a rat, but cuter. Someone also left us a dead rat, my dad asks, turning pale. He looks at my mom, who's equally confused. A hamster, to be exact, much cuter. But let's not dwell on that for now. Skip forgets, forges ahead. As I was saying, I am a Rotarian, and after I share your story with the group, one of our members, Mr. David Klein, said that he knows you. In fact, he has apparently asked for your resume a while back and tried to help you find a job. Yes, David is a good man, my dad agrees. Once David and I realized that we're talking about the same person, that you were unable to find a job because of the hostages and being Iranian and that you had also been treated in a very un-American way by one of our neighbors right here. Well, we knew we had to do something. Who's Darlene? My mom asks. Later, I say. Skip continues. David and I spoke to our fellow Rotarians about your situation, and it turns out that several of our members are looking to hire an engineer with your educational background and work experience. David made copies of your resume, and to make a long story short, you now have 3 interviews. Here are the details, he says, holding out 3 envelopes. My dad is motionless, silent again. Then he reaches out slowly and takes the envelopes. Skips opens his arms and gives him an awkward hug. It's like the sun eclipsing at a little moon. A very happy little moon. My dad is smiling now, but I can tell he is also trying not to cry. It's too late for my mom. Thank you, she says, sobbing. Thank you, thank you. Then Mr. Fritter turns to me. See, it ain't so awful falafel, is it? He grins and reaches to tussle my hair. As soon as we close the door, my mom says, isn't that the one who loved my stuffed grape leaves? Yes, I lied, laughing. I knew it. She says, wiping her tears, I will make him more right away. All right, I'm just gonna peek to see what we have here. Ooh, we might be able to finish. Let's do it. Holy moly. Skip has organized a potluck for us at the pool to celebrate my father's new job and our staying in America. A pool party in February, only in Southern California. I've invited all of my friends, including original Sidney. My mom is upstairs putting on her new dress. It's the first one she bought since we moved to Newport Beach. I'm wearing my new ganchos and my pom-pom belt and my puka shell necklace. Mom comes down the stairs. You look nice, Maman, I tell her. I forgot my lipstick, she says, and goes back up. Hurry, my father says. He's been ready for half an hour, sitting on the sofa holding a huge pot of pheasant jaune. When Mom is ready, we set off for the pool. As we get closer, we see that there's definitely a party going on. The association members have decorated the pool area with red, white, and blue streamers and balloons. Beach Boys music is blasting from the speakers. I'm pretty sure that according to the rules of condominium living, stereos are not allowed at the pool, but oh well. My parents lurk around nervously, but then Skip, wearing a red, white, and blue plaid outfit, ushers them over to a group of smiling neighbors and makes introductions. The Kleins arrive with homemade chocolate cake, just like the one they gave us when we first moved in, and David jumps in the pool immediately, even though it's sweater weather. Carolyn and her parents bring tacos, and Howie's mom has made a huge batch of oatmeal raisins cookies. From where I'm sitting with Carolyn, Howie, and Rachel, I can see various neighbors whom we have never met trying to make small talk with my mom. Judging from the strained smiles, I know she has no idea what they're saying, and they have no idea what she's saying, but for once, I don't feel the need to rescue her. I'm so happy to see original Sidney, who joins us with a handful of flyers. Tina now has 5 kittens, and Sidney is trying to find them homes. I want one, and I know this is the perfect moment. I walk across the dessert table where my father has been hanging out pretty much the whole time. Baba, I say, can I please have a kitten? It's free, and I promise to always take care of it. My dad puts down the bright blue cupcake he's eating and looks me in the eyes. Samara, did I ever tell you about my friend Cyrus? One day he was fine, then the next day, while playing with the cat, too close to his face, suddenly, boom, blind. He snaps his fingers, spraying bits of blue frosting in the air. Fine, I rolled my eyes. But just so you know, last time it was Mehdi, a horse. I tell Cindy I won't be able to adopt a kitten, but I will help her tape flyers all over the green belt. That's when I hear Skip's voice. May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? Everyone, quiet, please. Thank you for coming to this special event. We are here today to celebrate our neighbors. It is, after all, the people who make this such a wonderful place to live. It's easy to forget that we all come to this country from somewhere else, and we were given an opportunity to make a living and give back. For this reason, we have the members of the Condo Association Board have decided to add another chapter to the rules of condominium living, which you have received in the mail. Chapter 10, Our Community, will be about some of the people who live here and their stories. When you live in a condo, you see your neighbors, you share a wall with them, you wave hello, but you don't always have a chance to hear their stories. You can live next to someone for years and years without knowing what makes them tick. We're hoping Chapter 10 encourages you to talk to one another. For example, did you know that the Messner family, who we all know because of the delicious apple strudels that Beatrix brings to monthly mixers, are originally from Australia? Australia, someone yells. They're from Austria. What can I say, Skip says? Laughing at his mistake. I was too busy at USC with golf and girls to get to other geography. At least you know it starts with a G, someone else shouts. Everyone laughs except my parents. I am going to have to translate for them later. Skip chuckles, standing in front of the no glass allowed in the pool area sign. He raises his wine glass, which I'm pretty sure is not made of plastic. Let us all remember that everyone has a story and everyone's stories counts, he says. Except yours, the same voice from the crowd heckles. That's what happens when you beat someone at golf. That's my bird clock. Every time it hits an hour or the top of the hour, it makes a different bird call. I think that was an owl. That's what happens when you beat someone at golf 3 weeks in a row, Skip says, pointing to his friend. While everyone is laughing, I see Carolyn and Howie walking to the food table. I join them. It seems like a good time for another taco. The party reminds me of your 12th birthday when we had that water balloon fight that went a little wrong, Howie says. We were such dorks, Carolyn adds. Well, we're laughing at our younger selves. Brock shows up and walks over to us. Hey, he says. Hey, I say back. Oh, wow, check this out, he says, pointing to the faisaignon. That looks like... Before he can finish, I interrupt. Don't be rude, Brock, just try it. What do you think I was going to say, he asks. You were going to say it looks like mud. I've heard it before. Oh, no, Brock says. I was going to say it looks like mole. What? I ask. Mole, he repeats, pronouncing it slowly. It's like a sauce they have in Mexico. When I go surfing there, we always have it. It is a sauce, or it is like a sauce, teases Carolyn. Whatever, says Brock, ignoring her and taking a giant serving of faisaignon. My mom sees this from across the pool area and smiles broadly. He is the only person so far to try the faisaignon. I have a feeling I know what my dad and I will be eating for the next week. Yeah, whatever, I agree, knowing that all this very moment, all is right with the world. I'm exactly where I want to be. Then at the bottom of this page, it says, note to God, thank you. That's it. Thank you, friends. That was 22 minutes, so I'm going to wrap it up. But thank you so much for watching all my videos. Thank you for being amazing 5th grade students. I wish you the best of luck next year in 6th grade. And have a wonderful summer. Toodles.